Hi everybody and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video. We just barely got the newest set of reveals and yeah, spoiler season is upon us now, which is pretty cool. Really enjoyed this part and theory crafting and all that sort of thing. Yeah, so I looked over on Mobalytics. This is on Twitter. We have 5 cards here on Twitter, and this one is the token card from this card called the Clockhand. But on Mobalytics, it doesn't have all of those cards, but it's got a couple of others here associated with imagined possibilities. So we'll come back over here in a second after we're done looking at the cards that were revealed to Twitter. So anyway, yeah, this is going to be part of Zilean's set, it looks like. We've got Zilean over here in Time in a Bottle. These are Shurima cards, of course, and we have seen some of these cards already. This Preservationist was in the Preservarium card art, so anyway, yeah, we've got some countdown and landmark synergy, it looks like, so this should be pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and start with the Preservationist, this 5-cost rare card, a 4/4. When you play it, you advance an allied landmark 3 rounds. So looks like you're going to be able to choose, just like the card yesterday. We'll go over here and look at it. I gotta memorize all these names now. The Clockwork Curator. We should be able to target which units are being advanced. So interestingly enough, this card costs 3 more than the Clockwork Curator and only advancing an allied landmark 1 more round. It's got a bigger stat line, but like honestly, I think the Clockwork Curator is a little bit better. It comes out earlier, not as much mana to use it. The stat line is even a little bit better, I would say, than this 5-cost 4/4. So um yeah, if we have a lot of, countdown synergy with a lot more countdown landmarks, then maybe this makes sense. At the moment, the most um kind of late game countdown cards that we have are the Frozen Thralls, and those don't get a lot of use. And I mean, they have the longest timer too, I think. Well, besides the Buried Sun Disc, but there's other ways of getting the Buried Sun Disc out earlier. So the reason why I bring up Frozen Thrall being kind of this countdown unit is that it's got its own card, the Draculorn Inquisitor, which is a 5-cost card and gets them out faster anyway. So yeah, we're probably going to get more countdown cards, but at the moment, if we were looking in the bubble that we have established, the Preservationist, I don't think it's played. But there will be more. There will be more countdown cards. There has to be. I am almost imagining that Malphite is going to be a countdown landmark card, turn into a champion, big mountain thing. So, yeah, I could see the Preservationist working potentially with Malphite. Alright, now let's go on to the Clockhand. When I'm summoned, create 2 instant sentries in hand. So this is an 8-cost card, epic card, a 4/7. So the stat line is, I don't know, I mean, what other cards are kind of like this? King Jarvan, I guess. Like, it's a 7-cost, it's a 3/6, I think. So, fairly comparable. We're summoning it, or we're creating 2 instant sentries in hand. Instant sentry is right over here. Summon a random landmark with countdown or advance a landmark 4 rounds. Summon a random landmark with countdown or advance a landmark 4 rounds. It's interesting because it is kind of more synergy for Talia, but the problem with this is that it's coming out on turn 8, and then all of a sudden you're getting more random landmarks with countdown. Like, I think this gives you the possibility of creating a Buried Sun Disc, which sucks. And I just think that in general, for not being able to choose which landmark is being summoned, that I don't think that that's going to be used very often, if this card sees play at all. I don't think that the reason you're playing this card is to summon a random landmark with countdown. I don't think that's going to help you win games very often, and if you summon something like a Frozen Thrall, right, it's 8 rounds, do nothing. So maybe there was going to be another card that's going to finish all the countdown effects or the countdown timers on all of your landmarks or something. Maybe then this could see some play, but if you're using instant sentry, you're pretty much always going to be using it to advance a landmark 4 rounds every time. And that's basically an automatic countdown timer for any landmark at that point, because you could use two. You're creating two, you could use two on one landmark and get the effect instantly. So there we go. All right. So the Clockhand could fit into a deck. Also keep in mind as well that this is Lysandra Synergy still. This is an 8-cost card with a summon effect. Not that we see a lot, but we've already seen the potential of Spectral Maiden with Lysandra and Freljord. You would have to pair Shadow Isles with Shurima at this point, but there's potential with that too because we're summoning it. And potentially could, we can get multiple of these instant centuries if there's a card like Malphite who's going to have this countdown timer satisfied before he comes out. So well, I guess Malphite's going to be Targon, but anyway, we can see some potential synergy. This is a summon effect, just keep that in mind. All right. Imagined Possibilities. A 1-cost focus card. Create a random landmark with countdown in hand, or advance your landmarks 1 round. Or advance your landmarks. That's every single landmark. All right, so that's not. Or advance a landmark. Advance your landmark. So yeah, every single landmark gets it. So this is actually a pretty good card. Create a random landmark with countdown in your hand. This is a rare card, not a token card, so we can include it in the deck. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty cool, actually. This could be a very good card if you have a lot of landmarks with countdown. A lot of good value out of this card. Yeah, and I could see this actually working. We need more Frozen Thrall synergy. This is a excellent Frozen Thrall synergy card. Getting those out earlier is paramount in being able to win the game with them. So yeah, I could see this working really well. All right, Time in a Bottle. Actually, no, because there were cards associated with this. It doesn't say create, so I don't really know where these guys are coming from. They're going to be a token card from something that probably allows you to create all 3 of these. I don't know, and then choose one, but we'll see. Imagine Possibilities. Create a random landmark. Oh, okay, this is just a token card of Imagine Possibilities. All right. Yeah, should read before commenting. This is, you'll just have the choice between the 2 of these. So I wonder if this counts as 2 spells like Payday does. Probably. All right. And the last card here that we have revealed today, Time in a Bottle. Predict and advance an allied landmark 2 rounds. So this is another focus spell. All of these are focused, by the way. Keep that in mind. Predict and advance an allied landmark 2 rounds. So a 2-cost focus spell. This is pretty good. Just predicting in general is fairly strong. More predict synergy makes that archetype even better. Combo that with Draw. Combo that with Kahiri the Returned, or anything else. Predict has been proven already to be a pretty strong archetype, and a lot of Shurima decks just included anyways. So yeah, seems like this is a pretty good card, and we're advancing a landmark as well. And as I said, we're going to be getting more of these countdown cards. I imagine we'll see some of them tomorrow. And as we do, this archetype is going to become even stronger, being able to get these units out faster with these advance landmark cards. So I could see this going to be a pretty strong archetype. Yeah. Anyway, that's about it. It looks like for today. What are you guys excited for? What do you see using these cards with? I know it might be kind of hard to evaluate them at the moment because we don't have a ton of countdown cards, but there are a few. So if you guys have any ideas of how you want to include these cards into decks, go ahead and leave it in the comments. If you guys enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks.